Welcome back to the Detroit Tigers franchise on MLB the Show. I'm your host, longtime listener. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, comment below, as in this episode, it's going to be the Detroit Tigers going out to Target Field to take on the division rival Minnesota Twins, who are sitting at 48 and 42. We're coming up on the All-Star break. This is actually going to be the last game that we cover before the break, and then we're going to go into some stats and standings and all that boring stuff. So, anyway, what we've got today is a game where the Twins are trying to kind of stay relevant in the AL playoff picture as we approach the break, and they are throwing Jose Berrios to the mound. And if you have followed this series, you'll know, well, first of all, God bless you for following the entire series, but second of all, we have owned this guy, so he has not been very good against the Tigers. Starting things off, Les Delevsky hits a ground ball to third, diving stop by Donaldson, and that is not how you want to start the ball game if you're the Tigers. Next batter is Travis Jankowski, hits a ground ball to first, and this is a glitch apparently as he just catches the ball, trots over into foul territory. They rule it an error, so we'll just pretend that went under his glove. But unfortunately for the Twins, next batter is the red-hot Kristen Stewart, and he is going to stay hot as this ball is crushed way out of here, leaves the stadium in right field, 436 feet for his 7th of the year, a 2-run shot, and this guy just continues to absolutely rake since being called up from AAA, so he is taking full advantage of his opportunity, and the former first-round draft pick finally maybe getting it figured out at the major league level. Now the next batter is Bert Kohler. He's going to play pepper with the right field wall. That's going to be a one-out double, and now a runner in scoring position, and it's David Bodie. 3-1 pitch to him is in the dirt, so that's ball 4, going to make it first and second now with one away. And then it's Marwin Gonzalez. He gets a hanger, but hits a ground ball to first, knocked down, but what could have possibly been a double play is just going to be an out at first. So now 2 down and runners on second and third. Now we look at the Tigers lineup. It's Delevsky in center, Jankowski in left, Stewart playing right field, Kohler at first, Bodie at third, Marwin Gonzalez at short, Davy Grion DHing, Rogers catching, and Harold Castro at second. So Domingo Santana is out with some back spasms. He's only going to miss a few days, but anyway, that's why Grion's in the lineup, and he draws a walk here now to load the bases for Jake Rogers. 1-2 pitch. He does a good job staying back on that breaking ball, takes it into center field. That's going to score another run and make it 3-0 now as the Tigers out in front early in this one. Then it's Harold Castro. He had a pitch to hit there, but pops it up the elevator shaft, and Garver corrals that one for the final out of the inning, but not before. Kristen Stewart gives them a 2-run lead. They add one more, and it's 3-0 as we head to the bottom of the first. On the hill for the Tigers is Matthew Boyd, their ace. He is 10-3 on the year through 18 starts. His stat line isn't quite as impressive as it was last year around this time when he ended up winning the Cy Young, but he's got 10 wins. He's among the leaders in that category, and his other stats aren't that bad, so he's on the fringe of a Cy Young race at this point, looking to repeat there. First batter, Byron Buxton, hits a ground ball to short, on to first for the first out. Now we'll look at the Twins lineup in this one. It's Byron Buxton in center field, Polanco is DHing, Arias at second, Mitch Garver catching, Eddie Rosario in left, Kepler in right, Javi Baez at short, Daniel Vogelbach at first base, and the veteran third baseman Josh Donaldson batting ninth in the ball game. So then it's Arias with 2 down. He hits a ball into left, just kind of flared in there, going to get down in front of the left fielder, and it's a 2-out single, first base runner for the Twins. Next batter, Mitch Garver. Next pitch, he's going up the middle, and that's through. And now it's going to be first and second and 2 down. Then it's Eddie Rosario. 1-0 pitch to him is a slider that's left over the middle of the plate. He takes it into center field. It's going to get down, and that'll score a run. So a 2-out rally for the Twins as they are going to make it 3-1 now. And they aren't done yet. Next batter, Max Kepler. 0-2 pitch to him. Nice slider there from Boyd, so he gets him swinging for the final out of the inning. But the Twins do cut into the lead as it's now 3-1. On to the second. 1 out for Travis Jankowski. He hits one deep to right field. This ball is back, but it is going to be just shy of the track. Caught for the second out of the inning, and the Tigers now down to their last out in the inning. It's Kristen Stewart. He hits one deep. Would have been gone, but that's foul. Next pitch, he hits that deep, but again, pulls it just foul. So now, 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball up and in that he couldn't get around on. Pops it up on the infield, and that's the final out in the inning. Now on to the bottom of the second. First batter, Javi Baez. He's going to go after the first pitch. Takes it into right field, so it's a leadoff base runner for the Twins and an opportunity to cut into that lead yet again. But the next batter, 2-2 pitch, was right down the middle. He hit it hard but it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play, 2 for the price of 1 for the Tigers, and the Twins would go scoreless in their half. Now the first batter in the third, Burt Kohler hits one deep to center field. Long run for Buxton, but that one is going to be caught just shy of the track. That's the first out. Then it's David Bodie. He gets a hanging curve and hits it through the hole on the left side, and it's a 1-out single. Then it's Marwin Gonzalez, 2-2 pitch. They put the runner in motion, and he executes the hit and run to absolute perfection, hitting this ball right through the vacated hole. Bodie able to go all the way to third now, so it's runners on the corners. Another look here, just absolutely perfect job by the veteran Gonzalez. And then it's Davy Grullon drawing a walk here to load the bases with 1 away, and that's going to bring the pitching coach out to try and settle him down here, as he is already at 73 pitches to this point in the ball game, way higher than you'd like to see with 1 out in the third inning. Next batter, Jake Rogers, ground ball to third. Donaldson lets it go under his glove. Might have been a double play. Instead, 2 runs are going to score, so the Twins defense letting them down so far in this one, as they have cost them at least 3 runs already. It is now 5-1. Now 2 down in the inning, and it's Les Delevsky caught looking at a changeup on the inside corner. So Berrios gets out of it, but it's now 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the third, with a couple of errors that really cost the Twins. Byron Buxton, first batter up in the third. He's down on strikes on a fastball up in the zone. Then it's Polanco. He hits one deep to right field. This ball is going to go off the wall. Delevsky tries to play it on the hop, but it goes over his head. And now Polanco is going to make the turn and head for third, and he is in with a 1-out triple. So an opportunity for the Twins again here. 0-2 pitch to Arraez. He hits a ground ball to third. Bodie's going to come home with it, and the tag is going to be in time to get Polanco, so a big second out there. But also on the play, Polanco comes up holding his arm as he has a strained muscle in the tricep area, and he's going to leave the ball game. So unfortunate for them. Now 2 down in the inning and a runner on first. It's Mitch Garver. He hits a ground ball to third. That's going to be handled without much trouble, and the Twins go scoreless in the third, and it is still 5-1 after 3 innings here at Target Field. Now on to the top of the fourth. First batter, Travis Jankowski. 0-2 pitch out in front of a slurve there. Nice pitch from Berrios. And the Tigers would go scoreless. Now the bottom of the fourth. It's the first batter. It's Rosario. He's chasing the ball in the dirt. He's down on strikes. That's the first out of the inning, and they would go scoreless as well. Now on to the fifth. David Bodie lifts one deep to center field on a 3-2 pitch, and another ball coming up just shy of the track. So the ball apparently not traveling all that well here in this one. Now, that is going to do it for Jose Berrios, as through just 4 1/3, he's pushing 100 pitches. They're going to get him out of the ball game, turn to the bullpen, and it's going to be Charlie Morton coming on in relief. So the veteran righty no longer in the starting rotation in the majors, but giving them some pretty decent work out of the bullpen as you see his numbers so far this season. Struggled against righties more than lefties for whatever reason, but in any case, he's on with lots of work to do. Now with 2 outs in the inning, it's Davy Grullon. He hits one deep to center field, and Buxton's going to run that one down, making the catch over the shoulder for the final out of the inning. So we head to the bottom of the fifth, still 5-1. We'll see if the Twins can get back into this. First batter is Daniel Vogelbach. He's down on a changeup out in front of that one. That's the 4th K for Boyd. 2 outs in the inning now for Byron Buxton, and he chases a changeup off the plate away. That's the final out there. Now 5 Ks for Matthew Boyd. And now into the 6th. It's two strikes on Harold Castro. He's going shopping in the gap here. That ball is going to be cut off by Buxton, but way out by the wall, and it's an easy stand-up double for Castro. Then it's Les Delevsky. He ropes one into center field, but that's going to be right at Buxton, caught for the 2nd out. Then it's Travis Jankowski, just going to pop one up into shallow left field. Baez out to get that one, and it is still 5-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Now ahead to the bottom of the 7th. Boyd's still out there. He gets a chopper from Rosario. Nice play there, fielding his position. That gets the first out retired. And it's Javi Baez now with 2 down in the inning. He's out in front of a changeup. Another strikeout for Boyd. And we go to the 8th now, as it is still 5-1 here in Minnesota. 3-2 pitch to Daniel Vogelbach. He's caught looking. That is the 7th strikeout for Matthew Boyd, and they would go scoreless in that half. Now on to the top of the 9th. Kristen Stewart down on strikes. Charlie Morton still out there, so he has done a great job locking down this Tigers lineup since entering the ball game, as they just weren't able to get to him really at all. And he has done his job. He's kept it 5-1 as we head now to the bottom of the 9th, but The Tigers going to get another solid inning out of Boyd as he is going to complete this game. Just 1 run allowed. He goes the distance, allowing just 6 hits as the Tigers take this one 5-1. We'll take a look at some of the stat lines here as Boyd picks up his 11th win. He gave up 6 hits, struck out 7, 1 earned run, didn't walk anybody. Jose Berrios, his struggles against the Tigers continue as he just went 4 1/3, 5 hits, 3 walks, 5 earned against, and struck out 2. Now we'll look at the box score as the Tigers only had 6 hits in this one and 4 walks. You saw several times where they hit the ball to the warning track, but unable to put up more damage than the 5 runs, and several of those were unearned. So Stewart picked up his 7th home run of the year, and again, Boyd went the distance. So that's going to do it for this one. We'll take a final look at the box score here before we head to the All-Star break, and we're going to look at standings around the league, some statistics, some awards, races, etc. So starting off with standings, in the American League East, it is the Boston Red Sox at 66-31, playing some really good baseball. They are 11 games up on the Rays. The Yankees are 48-49, 18 games back. And the Orioles are 19-76, so their dreadful season continues. The Tigers just a half game up on the Indians as we kind of stumbled into the All-Star break, losing 7 out of 10 coming into the break. So it's a much needed, rest, I guess you would call it. Hopefully we can reset and get going again. The Astros are a half game up on the Angels and just 1 game up on the A's. So a really tight race in the American League West. In the NL, it's the Phillies in the East by 5.5 over the Braves. The Nationals are at 500, 48-48, 9 games back in that one. In the National League Central, the Cardinals playing good ball this year. They are 57-39. The Cubs at 52-43, they've won 8 out of 10 heading into the break, so they're 4.5 back, but in the playoff picture in terms of the wild card. The Dodgers are 60-35, 3.5 up on the Padres. The Rockies are 11 back. They've been pretty good so far in this series over the last couple years, but they're needing to put it together. Xander Bogaerts, 346, is leading the AL in the batting title race. Home run leader is Mike Trout with 32 at the break. He's also leading the league in RBIs with 84, so a good season for him. Surprise, surprise. Les Delifsky, 25 stolen bases, best in the AL. On-base percentage leader is Anthony Rendon at 442. The slugging percentage champion for now is Mike Trout. Shocker, and he's also got the best OPS in the league. So he just continues to be the best player in baseball, hands down. Chris Sale's got 14 wins. There's Matthew Boyd with 12, kind of right on his heels and trying to stay in that Cy Young mix. Tarek Skubal with 10 wins and Jordan Balazovic with 9. So the Tigers getting some good production out of the top 3 in just the rotation in general. There's Hicks and Rosenthal with 30 saves apiece, best in the AL. Mike Clevenger, 2.24 ERA is the best in the American League, and there's Boyd at 4th in that category. In terms of strikeouts, it's Shohei Ohtani with 156, best in the league, and there's Boyd sitting at 7th with 130. So, again, putting up some pretty impressive numbers this year. So, Chris Sale's got 139 innings pitched, and there's Boyd with 130, again in the top 5. Whip leader is Chris Sale at 1.01, so he has definitely got to be the Cy Young leader so far. Mike Clevenger, a pitching WAR of 4, is best in the AL. There's Matt Boyd at 4th in that category, and Xander Bogaerts, 6.5, best in the AL in terms of batting WAR. In the National League, veteran Joey Votto, 341 batting average. He's 38 years old, and you see his ratings have really dropped off, but he is sniffing another batting title in the National League, so we'll keep an eye on how that unfolds. Home runs, it's Michael Conforto, the newly acquired Giant. He's got 28. Juan Soto with 76 RBIs, having a pretty good season for the Nationals. Trey Turner, 27 stolen bases, best in the NL. Joey Votto's got the best on-base percentage in the league. Bryce Harper has the best slugging at 630. He's also got the best OPS. Mike Soroka, the wins leader so far with 13. Corey Kluber right on his heels. Emilio Pagan with 34 saves is best in the National League at this point. Jake DeGrom, a 1.85 ERA, having a heck of a season for the Mets. Let's see here. Strikeouts leader is Corey Kluber, so 158, and Max Scherzer with just 142, so he's down a little bit from where he normally is. Jake DeGrom with 141 innings pitched is best there, and there's German Marquez having another impressive season in Colorado. DeGrom with a .98 WHIP, so he's having a heck of a season for the Mets. Pitching WAR leader is Corey Kluber at 3.5, tied with Jacob DeGrom. And then in terms of batting, it's Bryce Harper with Juan Soto and Josh Bell right on his tail. We'll look at our statistics. So for batting, Nico Goodrum having a fantastic season, hitting .313 with 16 homers at the break. Kristen Stewart is hitting .288 with 8 homers and just 111 at bats with a .916 OPS. He has just been on fire. Michael Brantley, a solid year, .309, 15 homers. David Bodie has turned it on. He's hitting .291 with 12 home runs. There's Domingo Santana. The average about where we would have expected, but 23 home runs, we'll take it. His strikeouts are way up as always. Davey Grion hitting .280 with 11 homers. He's cooled off towards the end of the first half, but still hitting it well. Bert Kohler, a decent sophomore campaign, hitting .292 with 12 home runs. There's Harold Castro, Mr. Singles, doing okay so for us this year. Les Delevsky would like that average to come up just a little bit, but his power numbers are up, and he's stealing a ton of bases, so we'll take that from him. Sheldon Noisy's doing okay, .276, 9 homers. Gonzalez, .278, 11 homers. We'll take that from him. Lawrence Walker's hurt, but he was having a decent season. Jankowski, got to get that average up for this guy. He just consistently sits down around like 240 or 250. This Cayeno's having a rough go. Of course, the year that he stays healthy, he's not hitting very well. And then Jake Rogers having a really rough season. Daniel Norris is pitching extremely well out of the bullpen for us. The veteran lefty getting it done for us. Jordan Hicks has been solid across the board. He's got a couple of blown saves, but they were all in close ball games where he gave up one run kind of thing. Dominic Billingsley has been solid. The ERA is inflated, but he has pitched pretty well in general. Matthew Boyd, we've talked about him plenty, so we'll kind of skip over him. Xiaoqing Chang has been awesome. He's 7-2 now, 87 innings of work, a 1.24 WHIP, and a ERA below 3. Tim Meza has been consistently just okay. Matt Manning has been pretty good for us in his rookie campaign, sitting at 7-4. Arodys Vizcaino was doing really well, but his whip has kind of come up a little bit lately, along with his ERA. Balazovic is starting to pitch well finally. He's 9-9 on the year. Casey Mize has been out with an injury, but he was pitching okay before he got hurt. Tarek Skubal is doing okay. He's got 10 wins. I'd like to see the ERA and the whip come down, but again, another youngster trying to figure it out at the major league level. Turnbull hasn't really been all that good for us this year, and Joe Jimenez also kind of struggling to get a solid stretch going. Now we will look at a few of the minor league prospects to keep an eye on in the organization. So starting off in AAA on the pitching side, we're going to look at left-handed starting pitcher William Blake. He hasn't been all that good at AAA this year, but this is the best prospect in terms of starting pitching, I think, in our organization. He's 74 overall, and he's in his early 20s, B potential, so we'll keep an eye on him. Carvajal struggling. He's the closer at AAA. He's a 74 overall as well, but just hasn't really pitched all that well really over the last couple of seasons. Thomas Hendricks at AA we got him as a middle reliever right now, but he is just dealing 52 innings of work, ERA below 1, a whip below 1. He's been awesome. One more that we'll look at here is Gavin Lincoln. He has been dealing as well. He's got 27 innings of work. He has not given up a single earned run. Now, he's only 69 overall, but a B potential and 22 years old. This guy is one to kind of keep an eye on. Needs to get the walks per 9 rating up, but if he's going to pitch like that, he will absolutely find his way into the major league mix. There's Russell Choi. He is the closer currently at AA, 21 years old. He's already a 73 overall, and he's pitching pretty well down there, so we'll keep an eye on him as well. In terms of offense now, we're going to take a look at, we'll start at AAA here, I suppose, and let's get it sorted here correctly. Hang on a second. Okay. So Richard Kaiser is tops on the list here at least. He's a 78 overall. He is on the injured reserve for the moment, but it's a short-term thing. He's doing okay down there, but he needs to get the average up. Everything else about this guy is pretty much major league ready. He just needs to get his contact ratings up a hair to where that average comes up into like the 280s or 290s at the AA level or the AAA level before we can realistically bring him up. Royce Lewis has cooled down a little bit, but still hitting 275 with 8 home runs. As a shortstop at AAA, those numbers are pretty darn respectable. Now at AA, Marco Corona. Actually, hang on a second. I think we might have this sorted wrong. Yeah. So we'll sort again by OPS, and now at the top of this list is actually Isaac Paredes, and he is actually one of the best offensive prospects for the Tigers in real life. He's 22 years old now in the series, B potential, 74 overall, and if that contact comes up, this guy is going to be really good. He's got great pop against lefties and just a pretty good balanced player overall. So we'll keep an eye on him. He's hitting 270 with 10 home runs at AA this year. Marco Corona, he's I think our number 2 pick from a couple of seasons ago. He's 72 overall, 20 years old. He's hitting 275 with 12 homers and coming along pretty well. Freddie Avalos was struggling at AAA. He was hitting like 250 or something like that. It wasn't terrible, but we sent him down to AA to try and get him a little bit more confidence. And it's a small sample size, but he's hitting 205 with 0 home runs since being sent down to AA. So not what we want to see from him, unfortunately. Now we will look at some rankings as a team. The Tigers are second best in batting average, second most runs in the league, third most home runs in the league, which is actually way better than I thought we would be. But we just have a bunch of guys that are like between 10 and 15 home runs right now. So we aren't going to have many guys hitting 40 or 50, but we'll have a bunch that hit around 25 this year from the looks of things. Stolen bases, this is interesting. We are way down here at the bottom, sitting at 28th in all of baseball. And it's pretty much the Les Dulevsky show when it comes to speed on the bases for us right now. However, we're not getting caught very often as we are second best in that category. So we're at least being smart about when we run and not getting ourselves, in trouble by running ourselves out of innings. We're 12th best in base on balls as an offense and second best as strikeouts. So that tells me we've got really good discipline at the plate, especially when you consider that Domingo Santana is leading the American League in strikeouts. Let's see, we'll take a look at defensive statistics in terms of fielding percentage, and we are sitting at 18th in that category, so kind of right in the middle of the pack there. Nothing to be too alarmed about, though. Our ERA is 5th best in all of baseball, so we are impressed with that, considering we've got some young guys in the rotation and even in the bullpen at this point. Let's see here. Homers allowed. We were, 4th? That is pretty darn good. So some of that is playing at Comerica Park a lot, but I'm really happy with seeing our logo at the top of that list. Walks, we are where are we in walks? Sitting at 18th. That's not that bad. I would like to do a little bit better there, but it's not horrible, so nothing to be too concerned about. Strikeouts, we are 11th. So when you kind of combine homers, walks, and strikeouts, we're actually doing pretty good when you consider all 3 of them together. Mike Trout leading the race in the AL MVP category. Matthew Boyd trailing in the Cy Young looks for now. But Les Dulevsky and Matt Manning are both in the mix for Rookie of the Year. So we got good odds of taking another one there. Marwin Gonzalez leading the way in the Gold Glove category at shortstops. Domingo Santana somehow in the mix at left field, but don't expect that to keep up. In center field, there's Les Dulevsky sitting at 2nd, so we'll keep an eye on that. And Burt Kohler with some tight competition for the Silver Slugger at first base. But guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.